Has anybody got a dime? Somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of dimes.
Welcome to the Black Irish Podcast. Hey there, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Black Irish Podcast with myself, Brendan McCorkle, and Mike Crawford. Good thing your last name's spelt with a C. How you doing, bud?
What up, Brendan? How you doing today? You start with the jokes early today?
Oh, good, man. Hey, I'm great, dude. School is back, baby.
School is back in California already.
Oh, finally, bro. Finally, school is back. But, so, I do have a story. As always, so we went to do a pre-COVID test because all the kids have to get tested before they have a clean test before they go back to school. So this past Friday, went over to the school to get tested, and the teachers are getting tested as well. So there are two teachers in front of us in line, and one teacher is telling another teacher how she just went on the most amazing trip, and the best part was when she was in Palm Springs, she went on a gondola, like in Italy. And I'm like, you mean the one in the sky, like at Disneyland? That is not like Italy. What grade do you teach? Please don't teach my son. Like, what the fuck? And by the way, I almost feel bad. Like, that's what you think Italy's like? You need to go see the world, sweetheart.
Oh, it's okay that she hasn't been to Italy, Brendan.
I mean, I guess that's, you know, ignorance is bliss, where she's like, I basically went to Italy.
Been to Italy.
I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. I just was like, this is a teacher. This is not a parent. This is not a volunteer. This is not somebody's, you know, whatever, a counselor. This is a teacher who molds young minds.
Yes, and they paint the experience like it's supposed to be like you're going to Italy, so she sold it as such. They did a good job selling it to her.
All right, way to go, Palm Springs. But with school going back, I've been hanging out with my 8-year-old a ton, and this dude he's hysterical. He's one of my best friends, but this dude has the innate ability to be like completely oblivious to what's going on and being right in the middle of the action. Like there could be chaos surrounding him, and you'll be like, hey, and he'll look up and go, what? You go, did you not want to participate in everything that's going on here? Oh, I didn't realize. It's like, woo, what's going on in that head of yours, kiddo?
He's focused.
He is focused, man. But he is freaking hysterical, dude. So he told his first dick joke the other day.
Whoa.
Well, kind of. So we were watching, some program on television, and the TV, I think it was like Monsters at Work or something, because we were watching with the little ones too. And they're like, nuts and bolts, and he points to his junk, and he goes, I get it, nuts and bolt. I'm like, all right, way to go, buddy. That's your first dick joke, and it's pretty decent.
I would have took that as a valid dick joke. Yeah.
Hell yeah. It doesn't have to be crude to be a dick joke. That's my man. No. Clean it up like Sinbad. But I will say, like, he's at the age, he's constantly touching his wiener and, like, picking his butt. Again, he doesn't like to wear underwear, so good on him. But that means, basketball shorts ride. So he's doing that. Right. But it's also not his fault. Something. Like, dude, his arms are at the perfect length for that. And as a boy, he's going to have to deal with that for the rest of his life until he dies. Like, your hands are just right next to your privates for the rest of your life, and you're going to have to actively fight the urge to touch them.
For the rest of your life, sir.
I know. And isn't that just sad?
Don't fight the urge, you just touch them. They're yours. It's okay.
Yeah, but you can't do it all the time. I mean, I went through a phase when I did it all the time, and I'm still waiting to end that phase. So, all right. So this is the same night. I shit you not. The same night as Nuts and Bolts. He's going to do a shower. It's like the little one goes to bed. He goes to a shower. And, you know, we're like, when you can have the door open to the bathroom when you shower because you're 8. But when you walk through the threshold, that's a privacy area. But my son is my son. So he followed that up with like, Daddy, like come in the bathroom. He wants to tell me something. So I walk in, he's naked, leaning over the tub, giving me the goat, and like looks back to tell me something. And I'm like, Mickey, okay, I gotta walk out of here. And then I walk out and he goes, were you laughing because I was showing you my butt? And I was like, yeah, I was laughing because you were showing me your butt.
Oh, Mickey.
I'm like, bro, you have no idea how hysterical you are. The fact that he has that much confidence naked, it took me years to acquire that. Like, to be comfortable with myself naked. And this dude is just like, hey, I need to talk to you about Space Jam right now. And I'm like, bro, time and place. Time and place.
Butt naked, I need to talk to you about Space Jam. That's what I'm talking about, Mick.
He's the best, dude. And then him and his buddy, him and our next door neighbor, they set up a produce and lemonade stand this past weekend on the corner of the house. And our neighbor was gracious enough to provide all the produce and lemonade and iced tea. And they sat out there. Bro, they made $40. They made $40 in like 3.5 hours, but it was all of 3.5 hours. They made their own signs. They're shouting at cars driving by. Like, they were killing it. They recruited 2 other kids to help them. Like, they straight up entrepreneured the shit out of it. It was great.
They did. $40 is a nice payday, bro.
They did. But unfortunately, the business part didn't come through yet because the original 2 did split it up equally between the entire 4, which I thought was nice. But in a few years, I'll teach him, okay, the original 2 get a higher percentage, and then you take whatever profits you had, you split those between you 2. Then when they all come in, then you split that 4 ways. But we'll work on that next time. Right now, just enjoy having fun with your friends and sharing equally. That part is great.
Equally.
Yeah. When it gets to high school and it's like, hey, let's, all right. Now people need to earn it. That's about the age when you need to earn it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be getting a job in high school, son. You're going to be doing something. Unless you're playing sports, then that is your job. As long as you're having fun. You know, because if he has extracurricular activities, I'm not going to be like, hey, you need a job too. But if he doesn't have extracurricular activities, it's going to be something he's getting paid for. That's for sure.
Bullshit.
So what?
You don't have no problem.
Did you do anything like that when you were a kid? Like I went door to door when I was
like shoveling snow and stuff.
You shoveled snow? Okay. Yeah. So like, how old were you?
I don't know. A lot younger than. I mean, a little bit older than me. Probably like 10, 11 when I started shoveling snow, raking leaves for money.
Yeah, you know what's funny
is go door to door.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I did the West Coast version of that. I went door to door and mowed lawns. I was like, hey, can I mow your lawn? And then
you all can mow your lawn year round. So
yeah, well, yeah, it was a once a week thing. So, but yeah, it was about 10 or 11 when I did that. We used to also do garage sales all the time. Did you guys ever do that, like as kids?
Do what?
Garage sales, try and sell like some of your shit.
From the projects, Brendan.
I didn't say it was good shit or a lot of it. That's why we always fail.
Excess shit. I barely had enough shit.
we always were like, it was like the video game that was like 4 years old. We're like, come on, $10. We want to go to AM PM. And it's like, not like we would have a full on garage sale with like 3 of us to try and accumulate $20. That was like our goal. If we could hit $20 between all of our garbage and stuff our parents let us steal that they don't want to throw away, like
I don't think they let you steal it.
Well, it wasn't. It was basically like, hey, if they happen to sell this thing, I guess they can have it, but it's probably coming back home.
We ain't too worried about you selling it, buddy.
Yeah. So what was your first actual job? Like legit?
Alexandria has a summer job program, so my first actual job was like summer job at like the law library. Actually,
What, stocking shelves?
just putting the books back. Yeah, putting the books back.
Did you ever have to
Yeah.
reorganize the Dewey Decimal System?
No.
No card catalog for you, huh?
No.
Were you a card catalog guy or a Dewey Decimal System guy?
I probably was better with the card catalog finding out books.
Yeah, see, I always liked the card catalog books for fiction, but nonfiction, I needed Dewey Decimal System because I needed to get exactly what I needed. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, if I'm getting information, I need to know exactly where that information is. There's no guesswork here.
Oh, man.
But when you're floating through the air in fiction, you know, go to N through O and see what happens.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. I can't wait to, like, honestly, I miss going to the library. Like, I'm going to start taking the kids to the library.
It was like the law library, so it was a lot of, like, books on, like, old cases and files on that.
Well, do you know that, I don't know if it's everywhere, if it's national or not, but libraries are no longer going to charge late fees. So it's basically like if you check out a book and don't return it, you're just not allowed to come back. I think is kind of their situation.
So they're going to start missing a lot of books.
They're going to start missing a lot of books, but I think that the people that are going to go are going to respect the process of it and just go, hey, man, I just couldn't get here by fucking Tuesday, so I just decided to never come back. But if they don't have that feeling, they go, oh, it doesn't matter if I'll get to it. And then eventually they do, and then the process starts over again, and then maybe next time they return it sooner or something. But I don't know. I may have a little too much faith in humanity.
Maybe. Or maybe they will. The people that actually go to the library will be that way, because most of the world ain't going to the library.
Well, that's, it's kind of like the Disneyland mentality where, Walt Disney had put out there, if people will take care of the park if you make it nice enough. And pretty much you walk around Disneyland, that motherfucker's clean, bro. People like utilize the trash cans. And granted, there's popcorn and nutshells and shit like that all over the place that they have people actively walking around sweeping up constantly. But as far as like wrappers and things, water bottles, things of that nature, like they mostly hit the cans. So maybe the library is going for that kind of system. Like, hey, if we take the regulations off, let's see what happens. Because nobody is going to go hunting down. There's no more Mr. Bookmans in the world hunting down fucking 30-year-old, Tropic of Cancer books that are overdue.
No, those days are over.
So, well, did you see in current news that the new infrastructure bill was passed?
I have now seen. It wasn't something that I was updated on, though, so
So there's a ton to dig into, and obviously I am not exactly...
Please inform me on what
I don't have information for you on exactly what it covers and what it does. I know that it's kind of a loose money throwing around at like, hey, let's put a keyword that people want to see improvement on, and let's assign a dollar amount to it. So, it's like roads, let's put a dollar amount to it. Airports, let's put a dollar amount to it. Like, they're just picking all these things and putting dollar amounts to it. So that's all the headlines. But what they're not telling you, or what you have to go into this gigantic document to look at, is there is a giant shift in the cryptocurrency market that's going to happen if this bill passes as it's written. And that is that cryptocurrency brokers are going to be required to report all users' names, addresses, and transactions. So all of this shit is going to be like, basically you would have to 1099 everybody that does a cryptocurrency transaction as a broker. So that puts all the onus on the broker, which obviously not everybody's good. Not everybody's going to follow through. And then so if you as a cryptocurrency user who doesn't even know that they are supposed to get 1099 if all this shit shakes out a certain way, then you're going to get fucked by the IRS later, and they're going to go, well, you should have known. So this is something that a lot of people are not going to know, and they're going to go, yeah, well, maybe they have to, maybe they don't. It's on the broker to report this shit. They don't realize the tax implications that come on the back end of it. because everybody's willy-nilly with Bitcoin and shit like, oh yeah, you just trade this, trade that, I'll pay for it and everything. Every single transaction is going to have to be recorded.
Ooh,
and that's something they just like to slip in. It's one of the U.S. government's best tricks. They have done it.
I'm going to have to go read that because I do a little bit of trading here, trading there. Oh.
And since it was passed by the Senate, it could be altered in the House of Representatives. But as you well know, most likely not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Because once it gets through...
You wanted them to have the power, so they got the power. Everybody wanted Biden. Here you go. You wanted Biden and Harris. You got them. Your world. I don't have a problem with them. I don't want anybody to think I have a problem with our president, whoever our president is, you know.
Yeah, but when the House and the Senate are both on the same side.
Same side as the president, everything, you're not going to be okay with everything that gets passed. Let me just say that. On any side. It's side.
Basically putting soap on the slip and slide.
Basically.
That's what it is.
There's not going to be a side. Because even all the Democrats are not going to be okay with some of the stuff that gets passed through here.
Yeah, exactly. But as politics will show you, is most politicians would rather keep their job, their nice, cushy little job, than go against the grain.
Stand on what it is, then stand on anything they really feel. They would rather keep their job. So here we go for the next flip. It's been almost a year, so we got 3 more years to go.
Yeah, and then maybe there'll be an overcorrection, or maybe not. I don't fucking know. Just seems like, I don't know why we can't just slowly shift. Why it always has to be a pendulum swing. Like, why can't it just be like, hey, let's just try and slowly meet it to the middle? No. We need it now. Everything's got to be now. And then retroactively, you're like, shit, had we done this 30 years ago, we'd have been fine 10 years ago.
Yeah, oh, well. 2 years from now, I want to see who the candidate is going to be. What we're going to be looking at. What we're going to be looking forward to do.
Might be looking at my 8-year-old.
Hey, if he met the age requirement, I'd vote for him. Won't you
20
run?
years, he'll be...
No, in 4 years. You can run in 3 years.
Not an 8-year-old. He's going to be 11.
I said you.
Me?
3 years.
Fucking please, bro. Nobody wants to listen to me.
Man, listen. It ain't about people listening to you. Just have a good team and have good ideas. You're a good person. I think the world should be run by a good person.
I like Joe Rogan's philosophy of hire the best people in that field and let them surround themselves with that team, and then have somebody oversee all of the teams. But that's it. You know, let financial people work on the economy. Let's let infrastructure people, construction people work on the infrastructure. You know, like, come on, man. Like, you think Joe Biden knows anything about what fucking roads need to be repaired? He doesn't know fuck about that. Do you think the people that got elected had construction experience? No. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I was in construction. I'm just saying that's the easiest low-hanging fruit, that these people are disconnected from what they are trying to impose on other people. And that's, you know, that's fine because we elected them. Or they got elected by due process, and we're trusting that they're going to make the right decisions for the majority. But
are we?
I don't know. Therein lies the question. But I'll tell you who's not going to be happy about this cryptocurrency thing if it reaches NFTs. And that is TB12. Because didn't Tom Brady just come out with his new own NFT or some crap like that?
Yeah, they're gonna drop an NFT, but it's I don't think it's his. I don't think he owns it. I think it's like DraftKings, like has something to do with it. Like it's like some DraftKings thing. So I don't think it's a Tom Brady thing, but it's his. And he's the big one. But they're dropping a bunch of them. It's not just gonna be him. It's like a rollout series.
Oh,
dude, getting into the NFT market.
Trust me, I'm a top shotter. I do NBA top shots, but I've also bought like Undertaker NFTs at WrestleMania time because I was like, ooh, maybe I can flip this. Now I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe eventually it'll happen, but I think it was just a waste of $200. You know, because I like go on there and look, and it's like, dude, the process to I didn't realize like certain NFTs, the process to withdrawal is way worse than others. So like NBA Top Shots, it takes it directly out of a debit account. So, and you know, you can't buy anything with credit. You can buy with crypto, but I always just use cash money. That's how I operate. So for them, the withdrawal process is you pay a fee, you know, it takes about a month or whatever, and that's that. But on this other NFT that I just did for fun, just to see what was going to happen with it, that one you have to sell in a very specific market. You can only sell, you know, on a certain couple of websites. And then you have to convert that balance into a crypto and then withdraw that crypto. So you have to go through like 3 layers just to withdraw the money in that crypto. And I'm sure every place takes a percentage and a fee and all that bullshit. And
well, see, the benefit to DraftKings would be they already have that technology. You can withdraw in DraftKings and get your money in 24 hours, bro. So,
no,
that's the benefit to them. You sell something on DraftKings, you're going to get your money. And it ain't no month or 3-step process. You withdraw, they go to your bank account. Bow.
See, I did like the sports betting websites that I've used in the past, like the withdrawal process has been a little bit painful. Like they're like, okay, we'll mail you a check. You should get it in 2 to 4 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, DraftKings and FanDuel now are automatic.
Is there a limit? Is there a limit on the withdrawal before it has
10,
to go to a paper check?
No, anything can be, but 10,000 it takes more than that because they got to, you know, go through the verification. Yeah. But
because that's got to be reported.
Yeah, I've withdrawn 1,300 off there, and I got it the next day.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Like the last time I withdrew, just because I wanted to, you know, it was for something specific. Like I withdrew like $400 or something like that, and it took like 3 weeks, and they mailed me a check. I'm like, dude, you can take my money in an instant, but it takes you 3 weeks to give it back. It's weird how your technology.
Sucks not living it. Sucks not living in a FanDuel market.
I know, man. I need to get an address on the East Coast just so I can register a phone and have an address. Maybe I'll get a PO box and a burner phone. Just stick the burner phone in the PO box, and that'll be it. That'll be its little house.
There you go.
It might not be a bad idea. Oh shit. Well, speaking of Tom Brady, and by the way, like Tom Brady, do you think he's the GOAT when it comes to quarterbacks?
I mean, most people would universally agree him to be it. I personally don't, but that's my hatred for Tom Brady and my hatred for cheaters. So there's that.
Well,
you don't cheat the game, man.
Yeah. I get that. Well, I was kind of curious. I don't know. Well, here's where my brain goes. So, in having the GOAT conversation, when it comes to anybody these days, like all of these professional sports have been played for so long at this point, can we now just say, look, the game has been different in every single major sport. It's evolved multiple times. Let's just split up the GOATs and give like 20 or 25-year sections and just go, who was the GOAT here? Who was the GOAT here? Like a generational.
Technically speaking, if you don't hate Tom Brady for anything specific, he has every stat you could possibly ask for him to be the greatest of all time. He has the most Super Bowls. When he'll retire, he'll have the most yards. He'll be played the most seasons. He'll have the most touchdowns.
And he moved to a different team and did it. That's important too.
He'll have every possible stat you could possibly want. So you can literally argue him being the GOAT, except for the fact he played for 2 cheaters. Like, 2 of those championships are on paper championship that he cheated. Maybe 3. So I'm just not a fan of the cheating. And other people say, "Oh, if you're not cheating, you're not trying." Yeah,
that's me. So, except in professional, amateur, it depends. But like, I don't know. I always kind of defer to the situation on that. Like, if I'm playing a game of backgammon with my wife and she's not paying attention, I might slide over one just to see if she is, but nothing more egregious than that. But if we're like if we're playing pickup basketball or something, like I'm not doing any shady shit. It's me versus you.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you cheated and maybe you got away with it or whatever the case may be, but you didn't. You got caught and got basically got charged, like in the sense of that we're citizens of actually breaking the law. Like you would have had to face charges. Technically speaking, y'all had to face charges. Like y'all had to pay like $1 million+ in fines, lost draft picks. Like, so you were charged. So you didn't even get away with it. You were proving that you all cheated, but since it was after the fact, and because the NFL is such a big entity and a betting entity, it's no going back and changing the ruling or taking the Super Bowl away like they can do in college before people were getting paid money. You know what I'm saying? But now, could they do that now? Like people getting paid money, like could they go back and like, yo, I'm taking this? Nah.
You know who's not getting paid? Man. Dennis Schroeder. Him and his 5.9.
How bad did that hurt? Like, how is that like?
Hey, you know what?
On a list of bonehead decisions,
all-time bonehead plays, Ray Finkle equals Dennis Schroeder.
Yo, you turned out $84 million for less than $6 million? Your wife should cuss you out when you go home.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, is he bet on himself. And
lost. Like big time.
That is
and
a huge part of it.
It was mid-season, though, so it was just like...
Here's the
thing.
And
the thing about it, they didn't even want to pay him that much. They only offered him that because they can sense that he was all about trying to get the money from Jump Street, so they were just trying to end that so that you could actually play and be Dennis Schroeder that they wanted you to be.
Stop thinking about it and play. Yeah.
And this
set your mind at ease.
Just think about that, man.
Well,
think about if it doesn't work out in Boston, he never sees that anything near that 84 million. He's probably not going to see anything near 84 million, but he can probably get 4 years, 60 million.
Well, see,
because they just give away money in the NBA, depending on how type of season he has. Because he's a good player. He's a really good player.
Yes,
I've seen players that are not as good as him get 15, 16, 17 million dollars a year. Like, I think he's as good as Evan Fournier.
Oh, yeah. Every bit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think he signed, a 1-year deal instead of like a 3 or a 5 or whatever. Because he's, hopefully has the mentality of, all right, look, I'm going to come out here, show everybody what's up, then I'll get paid. Like, I'll show them that I made the right decision by not signing that, and I'll show it to you again. But
you went on a team that you're automatically the backup point. So you're the backup point guard, which means you're playing bench minutes, and your thing is defense, which you're good at, and scoring. Though you may not even get back to the 15 you scored in LA off the bench for Boston, because they have 2 bona fide young scorers.
Well, and Isaiah Thomas may or may not be coming back. That puts him even further down on the depth chart.
Oh, Isaiah Thomas not going to Boston, though. He's eyeing the Lakers. The Lakers are actually...
I know he's eyeing the Lakers, but, I mean, is he going to take a minimum?
He ain't got no choice. He ain't under contract for nobody.
I know.
He's just trying to get back in the league. With the Boston, if he ever played for the Boston Celtics again, he's a fool. What Danny Ainge did to him, he deserved to fight him. Like, if he saw Danny Ainge somewhere in public, I wouldn't be mad if he beat him up. I promise you. I wouldn't be mad. And I don't even incur incite violence.
I know you don't.
But what Danny Ainge did to that man requires someone to put their hands on him. Like, I understand if he wanted to put his hands on him. I'm not even going to lie. Like, that's personal at this point, what he did to that guy.
Are you going to say what he did to that guy for people who don't know?
Oh, what he did was talk them into playing through that hip injury and basically, like,
ruining his career.
He pretty much ended that man's career, talked him into being a part of the team, and then when it came to him, compared to the team, he didn't pay him and let him go. Like, didn't even give him It's not as if, like, okay, you were expecting the max and we gave you under the max. It was, okay, we didn't win the championship. Your hip is hurt. We know that. Bye.
Yeah. They basically gave him the Booby Miles treatment, but nobody walked in the room. That's what happened. That's what happened.
That is crazy, bro. I mean, he played through his sister's death and all of that for the team because they were preaching team, be there for the team. And he thought by doing the right thing, he would get his money.
Yep. It's tough, man.
Turn him into Kyrie Irving, who then burned them after one season. Well, he wanted out. And they don't even feel like they lost. They don't even feel like they lost out in that situation. And they gave you away for practically a guy who was only there for 1 year. Because that's how dirty they did you, bro. I feel bad. I read the story about all that happened, like all he did, thought he was getting his money, like all the stuff he had done. I'm like, oh, that is so dirty. Like, my man, when he got like family members howlers, people that had been there for him through thick and thin.
He was doing right by everybody.
Putting out tweets and memes with Brinks trucks and buddy. It was rough. Like I would have cried for a few days. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have hurt the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna speak strictly on as far as Mike. Like I probably would have got physical. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I won't even lie to you, buddy.
Well, I bet you would at least yell at him in very foul language.
Yeah, over the phone, yeah. And hopefully by the time I saw him, it was so many years later that I didn't want to. You ruined my life. Like you literally took that man's life away from him. After talking him into, like you sweet talked him into giving his life away. Like this is the craziest thing.
Yeah, that's just bananas, dude.
Like, and they talk about the NBA is supposed to be this fraternity. You know, Danny Ainge played. So
I know that's what's crazy about it.
He's supposed to understand that side of that, and at least be honest and upfront with the dude, and not do him like dirty like that. Like, bro, you're a 6 foot point guard, bro. Like, I'm not breaking the Brinks truck up to you. Like, you can just give that idea up.
Yeah, he could have legit just sat him down and go, the only way you're getting paid is if we win a championship. So go for it. You know, give him the honest assessment.
Yeah, and if not, you might as well repair your hip. Like, I mean, that would have been my like as an ex-player, that should have been your honest assessment to him. Like, if that's what you knew you were going to do.
Yeah, 100%, dude. You know, and that's the kind of thing that you never know. Maybe Boston reaches out and goes, "Hey, we'll repair this."
That's the reason his whole plan didn't work out. His whole plan was all these draft picks and stuff would eventually wait it out and get a superstar. And Anthony Davis became available, and he had Anthony Davis on the plate. And Anthony Davis' dad told him, no, my son's not playing for you because of what you did to Isaiah. Like,
it's good for him.
No, I'm saying, like, no. So you did all that, and you ended up with no. Well, you actually ended up with the superstar in the end by luck. Like, we can blame Philly for that. You ended up with Tatum by default. Like, that was nothing you did, Danny. You literally. You didn't have to use any of your draft picks to get him. You literally traded away something to get some assets that you would have thought were going to eventually lead to you getting a superstar. And the third best player in the draft fell to you, and he happens to turn out to be the best player in the draft and a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, that was...
Tater Tots is the man, dude. I like him.
Huh?
Tater Tots.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Tatum. And I don't understand that top three. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what happened to Foss. He comes in the league, and for some reason, he was so good that you wanted to pick him number one. And the first thing you decided to do was like, yeah, his jump shot's not good enough. We're just going to tear him down and tell him to make it again. How did that happen? So if you knew that, so did you draft him? I would want to ask Elton Brand, did you draft him number one knowing you were going to have to, like, that was going to be the process you wanted to go through?
And did you have a conversation with him about it?
You know what I'm saying? And if so, why would you draft him number one? Why would you trade up to draft him number one knowing you were going to have to remake his jump shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he fell to you at 3 and you were like, yo, he's so super athletic,
we got to take a chance
with the jump shot. Yeah. You literally traded away picks to trade up to draft a dude that you thought didn't have a jump shot. In an NBA that was moving towards jump shooting.
Yes.
Made no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. With some of these GMs, like the move they make, sometimes it makes absolutely no sense. But they be the ones that's supposed to be good.
Speaking of the jump shots, though, man, the 1 and 2 picks are putting on a show right now in the summer league.
Oh yes,
it is so good, dude. I'm so glad that these boys are stepping up and they go, oh no, we're not walking into this league. We're busting through the fucking door. Check this out.
I've been following Jalen for a while. I've been following Jalen Green for a while since his days at Pacific in Arizona. He's just uber athletic, man. He's so athletic.
I saw a highlight of him do it kind of looked like a weird. It was almost like a half spin move, and he looked so casual doing it, but he almost knocked somebody over in the process because he's just so strong. Like going to the hoop, it was like the guy was kind of incidental contact, but it almost knocked him over. Like that dude just. Yeah, no. But he looked casual doing it. Like he didn't look like it took a lot of effort. I'm like, oh shit, that's because he doesn't look big.
The Rockets got the Sergent. I don't know. I like him.
I don't know too much about him, but I mean, in the coming weeks I will. But
I mean, I've been watching some of it, but the foreign guy, yeah, I like him.
Nice. Right. Well, you can't punch Danny Ainge, but did you see the horse that got hit in the butt in the Olympics?
No.
In the German pentathlon horse equestrian bullshit, like.
He got hit in the butt?
Yeah, I mean, they punched the horse in the butt, which isn't cool. But, I mean, I don't even know why there's fucking horses in the Olympics. Like, isn't the point of the Olympics to see who the best athlete is, not see who the best animal is?
Exactly. And who punched the horse in the butt? Like his trainer?
Yeah, it was the trainer because the German horse went rider and horse because they say the rider was first. No, the horse was first with someone on it. Granted, they have to be good at what they do. But they went from first to 31st or 32nd because the horse just threw a shit fit in the second round, I think, and just would not perform. Like, I'm not fucking doing that again. And was like bleeding and like fucking backing up and going crazy. Like the rider's crying because she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking lose this. It's slipping through my fingers and there's nothing I can do about it. You want to know why there's nothing you can do about it? Because you employed a horse to get you a gold medal, you fucking asshole. You should be using tools in the Olympics, not animals or people, unless you're doing synchronized something. Or on the bobsled.
Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh, man. The only good time to punch a horse was in Blazing Saddles during the most epic fight scene ever.
No, never punch a horse. Peter will not come shut us down.
I don't think they went after Mel Brooks. I think they said, all right, he's cool. We'll let this slide.
I might be that cool.
How do you feel about donkey punches? Can you punch a donkey?
No donkey punches, brother. Shit, in my case, I might end up in jail.
You're not supposed to try and blow the back of their head out through their nose. You just give them a little pop. Do it like you're knocking on a door, not like you're punching, like you're knocking on a door. Just hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's still
still probably not the best maneuver. All right, so have you thought of anything for this Matt Stafford bet or what?
I think I'm just gonna make you do a week in Crocs, man. A weekend in Crocs, bro. A weekend, because you don't have to do no real job stuff on the weekend, so work stuff. So you can literally wear Crocs the whole weekend, man. You're
so out, 48 out from sun up to sundown, Saturday morning to Sunday afternoon. I've got to wear Crocs.
You know it. We can do.
Can't we cut an ounce of flesh off me or something reasonable?
No, buddy. You're gonna be in Crocs, and I'm gonna purchase the Crocs. The Crocs will be there because the Crocs are coming next week. So they'll be sitting on the shelf awaiting your feet to enter them.
Oh, so you already bought them, or are you going to?
What? Oh no, I'm gonna buy them, and I'm bringing them with me.
So are you going to buy?
No, I think I'm just gonna buy them when I get there, so I don't have to put them all in my luggage and stuff. And I can go to the mall when I get there.
Okay, so let me ask you this: What's your Croc strategy here? Are you going to try and pick something semi-fashionable so that you try and trick me into loving them, or are you going to pick something outrageous? I don't know, be like, this is a true punishment.
There's no trick. to loving them. When you put them on and how good they make your feet feel, you're gonna want to wear them.
Okay, but I'm saying, are you gonna get me like straight black Crocs, or are you gonna get me like
I'm gonna give you
frogs?
some butt ugly Crocs.
Yeah, okay, all right. See, now I'm a little bit more on board. I'm a little bit more on board now.
Yeah, well, you thought I'm just gonna buy you some like pretty. Like,
I don't know, because you also like me a lot, so you might be like, "Hey, this is gonna suit you well. Let me help you, sir."
No. After you wear them and like them, then we'll get you some fashionable ones that you like. But for this bet, so we're gonna get you the fuggliest ones we can have fun.
So then, after I wear them for a weekend and fall in love on Monday morning, we can Croc shop together.
There you go. We can Croc shop. I might get you like some pink tie-dye ones.
Dude, so the bet is, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm taking the over on Matt Stafford, 4,500 yards for the season. And Mike's taking the under. If Stafford plays one game, I fucking lose, obviously. If, there was an added game this year, so Mike took that on kind of right at the time that was official. So it's up for grabs. And if I win, Mike is going to get his ears professionally cleaned because he has never used a Q-tip in his ear like a maniac. Dude, after you get your ears cleaned, after I win the bet, Q-tipping is going to be your new favorite thing. And I'm not talking about dancing around to music. I'm saying sticking cotton swabs in your ear, bro.
No. Doctor told me at a young age.
Yes, because young people are stupid. They say that to young people so that when you're old enough to understand, I can regulate how far I put this in my ear hole. They're assuming that eventually you're going to wise up and go, oh, okay. That's like, your parents, or like my father. Anything my dad told me that he was doing and he's like, don't ever do this. I process that as, don't do that until you're comfortable doing it. Because if he's doing it, obviously it can be done.
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe your doctor had tiny elbows. I don't know.
No, maybe some people are a do as I say, not as I do type.
Yeah, I used to do that. So, I don't care to do that anymore. But anyway. Oh, speaking of Q-tips, I got a gross story for you. Sorry. Not really that gross, but there was one random day, get out of the shower, go to grab my Q-tip after I blow dry my bowels, ass, and taint, and then I go do my Q-tips. So I go to open a brand new box, and a giant fucking cockroach was in there. So I just closed it, but walked it outside, threw it in the trash. And now forever, anytime I put my hand in a Q-tip box, I'm like, might get a cockroach. Do you have anything like that, that has happened to you once? And not like you're traumatized or it's going to affect you forever. You're going to stop using something or doing something. But like anything that you're like, oh, I got a little weird thing about that.
No.
Except for milk, for the obvious reasons.
No. I hate milk. I hate pouring it down the drain. It disgusts me.
Oh, have you ever seen anybody do the gallon milk challenge?
No, I would not watch such a thing.
Oh, I saw somebody do it live. It was hilarious.
It was probably the most disgusting thing in the world.
It really wasn't, because it all just kind of comes up at the same time and then it's over. I think I could do it, though.
Because you're nasty, too.
Yeah.
If the Dodgers don't win the World Series, they stink, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, the Dodgers are kind of like the Nets. Like, what the fuck? If that doesn't work. Especially after getting Scherzer and Trey Turner. Which, by the way, did you see Trey Turner's slide on Tuesday the 10th? Oh, shit. That was the slickest shit I've seen in a long time. It was like a fucking James Brown dance move, bro. That shit was clean.
Javi's one of the best sliders, but that was a pretty clean one.
Dude, it looked sweet.
Yeah.
It was the finish of the slide that really capitalized it. The way that he got up, kind of as if he was, when they slide hard into second and then you pop up so you can go to third on a bad throw. He did that, but in super slow-mo. It was really cool. Anyway.
How do you feel if you're Corey Seager?
Probably fine. But
why? You're a free agent and Trey's under contract for another year. They can slide Trey to your spot and let your ass go.
No. I think what they would do is shift Seager to second if they kept him, or they would shift Trey Turner to second.
Trey Turner's playing second now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for the long haul, like if they keep Seager and Turner,
I don't think they're going to keep Seager. The trade is pretty much letting you know they're not keeping Corey Seager. Bro.
That's going to be rough for my son. But I mean, Dallas and I actually, we got to go to the Dodgers game this past Friday against the Angels and went to extra innings. We went to a baseball game without the kids for the first time in I don't know how long. So it was like, we were like excited to go to the game. Like, we're going to get to use foul language. This is going to be awesome. And then we ended up not.
His career in LA is over is Justin Turner. His time in LA is probably coming to an end.
He's got to retire, though.
Yeah, he's going to retire.
He should retire as a Dodger because that is a hell of a legacy to leave, man. From the day he's wore Dodger blue.
He can play second base for the Red Sox. Our second base stink. We start kicking in bro.
You just want Justin Turner. So, let me tell you about the game. So we had seats like way up high in the high deck, but we had the lowest row, so we would be on the rail because I have long fucking legs and it's hard for me to sit behind people. My wife is nice and buys me those tickets. So we get down there, we get all the way down to the bottom, and there's one person sitting in a couple seats next to us. We're right in the middle. He's right on the end. It's an older gentleman, maybe in his 60s, 50s, and he has one of those cardboard boxes that you put all your food in, and he has an open bag of peanuts, and he's stacked all of his peanuts individually upright in rows, and he's taking them one at a time, peeling them, and whatever. So we get there, typical Los Angeles assholes in like the bottom of the first inning, top of the second, something like that, like not at the beginning of the game. So this guy had to get up to let us in. He set his box down and just never came back. Like, we fucked up that guy's whole routine. And he was just like, yep, I'm out of here. I was like, oh, shit, that sucks, dude. But why would you not get a middle seat if you're that guy?
Hey, yo, that is funny as hell.
It's weird, right? I mean, I know everybody's got their own quirks and stuff, and certain things calm certain people. I get that, but I felt kind of bad, like, oh man, we just fucking made that guy leave because we fucked up his process. Sorry.
Or maybe he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, so he left.
No, because he left his perfectly stacked peanuts under his seat. I almost grabbed him in like the seventh, like, this guy's not coming back. But I was like, nah, they look too pretty. I like shit organized. I'm gonna leave them. And they're not mine. That's also important. But so they also had, so they have steal a base, score a snack. Guess what the snack is that they're offering from, they do like, if the Lakers score 100 points and you're at the game, 2 free tacos from Jack in the Box or whatever promotional bullshit. So the Dodgers is steal a base, or the Lakers used to be keep their opponents to, no, it was if the Lakers scored 100
Chick-fil-A.
points.
If you score over 100 points and then in the fourth quarter somebody missed 2 free throws, Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Chick-fil-A. So the Dodgers was steal a base, score a snack. Guess what this snack is and who the affiliate is. If you know the Dodgers, you know about Tungus.
Who?
Tungus. Tungus don't wear pants. Tungus is the AM/PM mascot and is a Dodger blue man. So they're basically giving away a McRib at AM/PM. I think they were like, okay, let's guarantee that nobody's going to want the thing that we offer. Okay, most people are like 50-50 on the McRib. There's only about 17 psychopaths that are at this game that'll go get it from AM/PM. All right, we can deal with that. They only have 17 anyway because nobody buys them. Oh, God. And then like all the conversations I've realized at sporting events, because I actually got to like experience the game. The game, the crowd, the everything, because I wasn't entertaining kids and talking to them and, whatever. And I realized that like 80% of the conversations at live sporting events is recalling old trivia, old players. Remember when this guy was on that team? Oh, I used to like him. That reminds me of this guy. Like 80% of the conversation is not about what's going on. It's about what has happened in the past, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's kind of the fun of being at a live sporting event is you know, getting all those things out. And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
One of those people.
Are you one of those people?
What?
That just reflects on old nostalgia? But you're not. You're a guy that locks into the game.
But I'm watching. Yeah, I do watch the game.
Yeah, you're locked in, and then it's like at halftime I'll talk to you. But there's a game.
Yeah, but they got like TV timeouts and stuff live in the arena. Plenty of time to talk, bro.
Oh man, and they had some whistling wars, which was hilarious to us because they were super loud whistlers on two different sides. Like one was on the first base side, one was on the third base side. So it was hilarious because they're going back and forth in like the 8th inning when people are kind of like, you know, restless a little bit, a little drunk, whatever. And we were in the middle, so it was hilarious. But I'm like, dude, if I was 2 rows in front of one of those guys or gals, I'd be fucking furious because it went on for probably 3 minutes. Like a solid 3 minutes. It was insane. I don't even know how people whistled out loud, by the way. You can whistle across a stadium. Like, I know the acoustics are okay, but holy crap. That's aggressive.
I have some type of skills, Brendo. Get your skills up, buddy.
Well, what are you watching these days besides Sporting and Dodgers?
I'm actually watching a lot of sports. Summer League basketball is on, and then Hard Knocks started last night. Everybody tune in to Hard Knocks. Cowboys Hard Knocks. Tune in to that. Big Brother's on, so I'm watching that.
Well, what do you think about Hard Knocks? How do you feel about your boy Dak and his injury? And I mean, you know what? Hard Knocks finally got it right. They finally got the right team on there.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet?
I watched it.
Like that weak speech. We're gonna have to win in spite of Mike Sherman like inspiring anybody because that
McCarthy,
Sherman, whatever, he looked like Mike Sherman.
I know he did. He's a big boy these days,
bro. Like that drum was so weak. Talking about some old high school stuff, man. Get him out of here.
He's like, my zip code in Pennsylvania is this, and you're like, fucking nobody cares where you were born.
No, nobody cares where you're from.
Like, we're trying to win a game.
Yeah,
basically, he's like, hey, you know the Steelers who we're playing? I really love them. I wish I was their coach instead. Like, thanks, coach. Basically, yeah, we'll go kill him for you. Fucking asshole. Oh, shit. Did you watch the Untold Malice at the Palace?
I did.
You did? I'm only about halfway through because I realized that I forgot to watch it yesterday. So before we started recording, I was like, oh, let me jam session this in right now. So I'm about halfway through. It's actually kind of well done so far.
Yeah, it's pretty well put together. And I thought it was going to be all cushy. It's definitely not that.
No, which is the only way it could be because there was nothing cushy about it. I do remember though I do remember that was right about the time that I stopped watching the NBA for about 3 years or so. I took some time off, like maybe 2 years actually. And then I got back into
the biggest point that I disagree with on that movie though.
What's that?
Like they felt like they would have won the championship had that not happened.
Yeah.
The champion that year was the San Antonio Spurs. Who had the greatest power forward ever. So like, let's not act like Jermaine O'Neal was like gonna like automatically bring.
Yeah, Ben Wallace is not Tim Duncan, bro.
Yeah. Like let's not do that. I hate the fact that they roll with that narrative. Like that wasn't a lock situation, buddy.
Yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, the audacity. I mean, you did have Reggie Miller. You did have the potential to play them, but I think that's about it.
But had
that being said,
and Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, so like it wasn't gonna like you might have being that if you made it, you got a chance, so you can say you had a chance. Let's not be like, oh, that should have been Reggie's championship, or come on, like, let's cut it out.
Yeah, I just remember that turned me off to basketball a little bit, just because I was like, why are these guys like? People were assaulting them and they're in trouble. Like I could see like suspension maybe, like, but maybe 5 games with pay or something, like until everything the dust gets settled.
That was a wild situation. It became a really wild situation in the eyes of many once the like court cases went and
Yeah.
the guys that did other guys got in trouble while the players like didn't really get any charges, and then yet the suspensions were upheld besides Jermaine O'Neal's, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like the court is telling you like these dudes was wrong for what they did. So why aren't y'all agreeing? But rest his soul, we all understood what David Stern was. And
yeah, it was just one of those things where I didn't like that the professional organization of the NBA did not support the product. They were
Well, it got to a point where it was more about those players and the image of the NBA, and David Stern felt he had to clean up the image. So you know what came next, dress code and all this, blah, 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 blah. Which is not going to change who someone is.
When they took the individuality out of the game, I'll eventually say that word correctly. That's when I kind of got turned off, and I was like, this is mechanical, and it's not fun, and you're not even, like, I don't know. Like, at the time, I'll be honest, I was like, fuck Ron Artest, dude. Fuck that guy for starting it, making it go wild. But everybody else was just like, hey, they got caught up in it, including the fans. I was kind of like, hey, man, sometimes that shit happens, whatever. You know, but it got, so I was kind of like that. And then after understanding that Ron Artest has, you know, issues and stuff like that, and I kind of weirdly have a similar mentality certain times where once I make a decision, like, you're going to have to kill me to change my mind. So I definitely understand that stand your ground. I don't understand certain parts of the rest of him, but you know, that's all relative.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. It's a tough thing because I don't know if I would have went all the way into the stands, but I ain't with nobody throwing shit on me. Like, that's a bit of disrespect, like you throwing beer at me, bro. Like,
see, but here's the other thing. If it was just somebody threw shit on you, that's one thing. But if you're almost in a physical altercation and then somebody else jumps in, you're like, oh, fuck this. I get that.
But then also,
because you're already at an 11, and if somebody pushes that button, you're like, whoop, fucking sorry.
But it's the whole mental process of someone who's going through what I'm saying, not asking people to understand it, but you got to think, like, this man was going through therapy and stuff. So he had his own mental issue, which is why he was laying there in the first place, because he was trying to count to 10, like his therapist taught him. So he wasn't, because he was in the middle of an altercation with Ben Wallace, technically.
Yeah.
And then he walked away and laid down thinking, I'm just trying to chill so I can not react.
Well, I think it was, because I remember that vividly. I think it was half I'm going to chill and half, haha, fuck you guys.
Well, he knows his reputation. So if he's honestly just trying to stay out of trouble, they think they got a championship team. Like, I mean, because he could have been aggressive towards, like, he's a Golden Glove block, so he ain't scared of Ben Wallace. Like,
yeah.
Like, he could have got down with Ben Wallace. So the fact that he walked away and laid down away from the action, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, leave him be. Like, he wasn't bothering nobody. In that moment, he literally wasn't bothering anybody. So it's kind of like, leave him be. But that was meant to happen, because how many times out of 10 that water bottle and cup land that perfectly? Yeah, out of 10 times? Like, that's just the world we live in, where it was meant to happen.
And from that far, like, it's almost impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very impressive. And for nobody to get in that sideline in between the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't hit nobody else. And
like, none of the people that were sitting at the scorekeeper's table, like, stood up and would block it. Like, there's so many things that could have
There was so much going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, around him already, and it landed, like, perfectly on his chest in that moment. Like, and think about it, the guy he hit wasn't even the guy who threw it.
Yeah, that was the part where I was like, okay, I made a decision about Ron Artest in that moment, and you know, I had changed some of my tune later, but
I'm gonna say this. I don't know how. Oh, you say you're only halfway through, so I'm not gonna say much. What I'm gonna say is, when you see it, there's some interviews in there of the guy who actually threw the cup that I had never seen before.
Yeah,
and now that I've seen them, I'm like, bro, I wish Ron Artest would have got, like, You'll see it when you see it. Though. Like, it's
Aren't they like friends now? Don't they like talk?
I don't know, but
I think they do. I think I've heard
talking.
Ron Artest on interviews, like, you know, back when he was on the Lakers, Meta World Peace, and being interviewed by the local ESPN stations or whatever. He's like,
I never saw
I
that
still
Meta
talk
World
to
Peace
him.
interview after he won the championship with the Lakers. The one that he called himself a coward.
I think
I had never seen that interview before.
Was it on Mason in Ireland? He did something like it was
No, it's a live on the court interview with NBA TV right after winning the championship with the Lakers. Like he called himself a coward for that moment and apologized to Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, I know that.
On-court interview, and I never
because they were tight,
before.
Man, for a while.
Well,
right,
that moment. Well, they weren't never tight.
Oh, okay.
per the documentary, but they had come to, you know what I'm saying, get along and be cool. But after Ron asked for the trade, they felt some type of way.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, shit.
And he felt, I mean, he understood it was a coward move later. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He said that a lot, but I didn't know he said it on the doc. I didn't know he had said it before that, like live on the court in the moment after winning his championship. Like in his moment, he took it to acknowledge those people.
I vaguely remember that.
Like I had never seen that, but in that moment, he took that moment, which is his moment, to acknowledge those. Like that's big, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that was a big thing.
Well, yeah, for that to be at the forefront of his mind, like, hey, this is the biggest spot I'm probably gonna have, and that's what he chose to lead with. That, you know, that just shows the maturity and the understanding, which is why now he's, you know, I love the guy. He was always a hell of a basketball player, dude. When he was on the Rockets, I never wanted to face the Rockets. When the Lakers were, I'm like, oh shit, here we go, man. Fucking Ronnie's gonna light us up, bro. But you know, somebody that can make that kind of progress with the kind of issues that he's had and the type of life he's had and how he grew up and where he grew up and all that shit, it's fucking impressive, man.
Very much.
My hat's off to him. So speaking of heels, are you gonna watch it? Since you have Stars, it's a new wrestling show coming out on Stars this Friday, I think. Any interest?
No.
I'm going to go ahead. I don't have interest either, but I'm going to go ahead and foreshadow the finale episode of season 1. Whoever's the heel in the first episode is going to be the baby face in the last episode. And whoever's the baby face in the first episode is going to be the heel in the last episode. You can go ahead and fill in the middle and not watch the show. Or do. Maybe it's great. I don't know.
Well, you probably
shouldn't shit on something I haven't
Your
seen.
son's into wrestling, man.
Yeah, but if it's on Stars, it's going to be... It's more actually about like the personal dynamic and like the non-wrestling stuff. I think.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably like, I think they're advertising it as like maybe 25% like wrestling, ring, that kind of stuff, and more of like how they deal with their regular lives and traveling and all that kind of shit. But it's, you know, dramatized and comedy and all that bullshit. So we'll see. I just know that you were watching Kanan, so how's that going, by the way?
I haven't even watched more than the first episode because I don't like to watch shows as they go, really. But I want to watch the first one because it's a new like thing.
Yeah,
it's a new series. So, but I usually try to wait till the season's over so I can binge.
Gotcha.
I hate commercials and I hate like.
Well, let me just say
this happened. Now I want to know what happened next week. Now
I know Ted Lasso is the. I'm having that fight with Ted Lasso because they're releasing it weekly. And it's such a good show. I'm like, dang, I thought they were going to do them all at once in a batch. But Friday night, I'm like, all right, I know what's on there. So that's like anytime we get it, 30 minutes or so, that's going on. Like, can't wait to put it on. It's such a good show. But that's enough of television. We're going to slip on into the Spotify playlist of the week, which is going to be Cypress Hill and Dropkick Murphys. Coming at you hot. Two of my faves. So, all that being said, had a great time this week, Mike. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, at Black Irish Pod, at Black Irish 213, at Brendala7 for myself. And your knowledge drop of the week is your personal empire can be as big or small as you want it to be. Just remove the ceiling from your life and see where you go. Be good to each other. I love y'all. Later.